Welcome back to Poland, where we are live from the IEM Expo at the Intel Extreme Masters. And it's time for the grand final of the Intel Challenge Katowice 2017. We've had a great tournament here in the Expo Hall. The best female CSGO teams from Europe and North America. Some were invited, some fought their way here through the qualifiers. We had a great day of group action yesterday. Now it is grand finals time, playing for our top prize of $15,000 and $8,000 to second place. We've already seen two fantastic semi-finals today. Let's welcome the winners of those for this grand final. Please, here in Katowice, welcome Team Dignitas and Team Secret. Team Dignitas versus Team Secrets. EU and NA. We always like that in a bit of contest as well. So then, the Intel Challenge Katowice 2017 and our grand final. Great contests in both of our semi-finals to be here. Long contests, difficult matches to get here. You must be thrilled that you're going up against these. You know each other so well. We've seen this contest before at things like ESWC. How's it going to work out for you? What's going to be the thing which gives you the big win this time?
I think it's going to be a close game. They're always our opponent, and we just want the revenge and a rematch from ESWC.
A revenge and a rematch. You, I guess, mentally have the upper hand here, but as we've seen today, every team who's been in this contest is a really, really good contender to win it. So you won't be expecting, I guess, an easy game.
No, I mean, we'll see.
Such a confident team, though. I always see that from you. To be fair, from all the teams who are here, as I say. But I think particularly from you, and rightly so, you have this reputation against most of the teams that we've seen in this contest. A lot of them, you've the ones who've beat them, whether it's ESWC or one of the other tournaments that we've had. You are here, of course, as the two-time reigning champions as well. Do you want to predict whether this will be over in 2 or 3?
3 maps, I guess, and hopefully our turn.
Hopefully your turn. From what you've seen earlier on in Team Secret's match against Expert just now, great contest again. Could have gone either way towards the end, I feel, as well. We weren't really sure how that was going to turn out. From what you saw in that, does that encourage you as a team to play them?
I mean, yeah, it was close games versus the other team, but we're not going in thinking, oh, it's going to be easier or anything. We're just taking every map by map, and we'll see from there.
We shall see from there. I'm not going to keep this any longer because it's getting quite late here in Katowice. Let's get this grand final on. Team Dignitas and Team Secret for the top prize of our $30,000 prize pool and the title of being the Intel Challenge Katowice 2017 champion. Let's go over to our brilliant analysts with Dan Gaskin and get ready for this amazing best of 3.
Thank you very much, Matt. Yeah, we are due for a stonking game, I think. And I've got Risk, as always, but now we've got Tom on the desk for the first time of the day. And how are you feeling about this final? Because, I mean, I think a few people expected this. This is where we saw the final possibly going, especially when Dignitas took down CLG Red. But it should be a tight affair, right?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this matchup. I think the only thing I'm a little bit worried about, it was such a close game in the previous. Obviously not a huge break for Secret going into the sort of next portion. Will they be able to reset? What maps will come up? I'm really excited for this one. I'm sort of hoping that maybe we can see a little bit of NA like upset here.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the point that you bring up, they just played a best of 3 and a long best of 3 at that. So if this gets to the third map as well, that might be like the stamina of Team Secret kicking in. Do they have the stamina to carry on through that, like all that long period with such high focus and everything just being on a knife's edge? are they going to be able to do that? If not, then of course I know that the girls from Dignitas, they'll be ready to grab it.
Yeah, it's definitely been quite a long and tiring day for all teams involved. We'll have a look at the bracket as well and see how these teams got to the final. Obviously, there were some close games, there were some maps that were a little bit one-sided, but we knew where it was going to end up in the end, and I believe the results were Dignitas took down CLG 2-1 in their semi-final, and on the other side, Secret took down Expert 2-1 as well. So both going to that third game. But let's have a closer look at these teams then. Let's talk about Dignitas as a lineup. You know a lot about them, Risk. I mean, who are the key players that we need to be looking out for?
Well, first of all, I think one of the players that didn't really show up in the group stage was Emulate, but in this playoff, she's absolutely shown up. Goose Breeder as well, been playing really well. Kath also, of course, the player being picked up from CLG Red. So these three players, in my opinion, are the ones to look out for.
I would actually move, from me at least, to Rain, because at least in the group stage, it was Rain who sort of got them there. I think without her, there wouldn't have been even this far. Like, they had their sort of problems in the beginning stage of the tournament, and then they came through because I think on Cobble she had some like 28 kills or something ridiculous, just dragged them kicking and screaming. But the great thing about this team moving forward is that there isn't a weak link. In their semi-final, the games that they won, even in the game that they lost, there wasn't a player where I was going, oh, well, if they'd stepped up or if this person had done something incredible, maybe they would have won. It was, okay, every single player's having their moments, every single person's having an MVP performance.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing with Rain is she's so consistent. Like, she's the most consistent player on that team. So it's pretty much up to the rest because she's always going to be performing really well. So if Goose Breeder and if Kath can step up as well, then they have like the winning formula, as you say, when everyone is stepping up and hitting their shots. They can take on the best in the world. And, well, won't you know it, the best in the world are what they're up against.
Yeah, the other side is Secret, and I think they have been heavy favourites for this tournament, but perhaps after that semi-final performance, is there a little bit of a chink in the armour? Have they noticed that maybe they're going to be able to take down this squad? I mean, talk me through some of these players, arguably some of the best players, best female players in the world.
Yeah, definitely. Juliana and Saz, of course, the two big names here on the list. We saw Saz in that game before. 20 frags in one half on Copperstone. That was absolutely outrageous.
Wasn't it? It was like 11 frags in 3 rounds. Something
It was
ridiculous.
absolutely
Just
insane.
came back, because the worst thing is you sort of say, you go, only 4 frags for her in this, and then the next round she gets 4, then the next round she gets 4, next she gets 3, and you're just like, okay, maybe I'll keep my mouth
When's it
shut
gonna
next time.
stop?
I did also towards the end. It was like, okay, no, Zaz has gone a little bit quiet again. Triple kills the final round, they win the game. It's just the Zaz factor. She is the most explosive player in the server. If she steps up, I don't think there's much that any team in this tournament can do.
Now, something I've been desperate to ask you, Tom. Obviously, we have a player on the Dignitas lineup, Emilite. She likes to use the P90. What's your thoughts on this, Tom? P90 is a great weapon, don't you think?
No, it's not.
It works for her, so it works for
It works sometimes. Like, there were a few moments like with no armor where I was just sort of had my head in my hands, just like, I can't believe this is actually happening, because for the same price you can get UMP and armor, and that is just the meta. I think that's the problem. Like, obviously I'm looking at it from a sort of normal standpoint of what you should be doing, trying to make money, trying to do these things. The thing is, you are right, there are occasions where it actually works wonderfully for her, but the thing is as well, she's good with the AWP. That's what annoys me. Like, one of the maps they actually won towards the end, I think she was out AWPing Potter, who was obviously one of the best AWPers in the tournament, and then the next round she'll go, actually, I'm going to buy a P90 this time. So, are you just playing with us now?
I'm hoping that the P90 is going to be like a tournament-winning kill just to trigger you even more. That's what I'm hoping for. But let's take a look at the maps then. What do you think these girls are going to be playing? Is there anything you think we should be looking towards them kind of picking in these veto processes? Is there any favorites you've noticed throughout the tournament?
Well, first up, we have Secret, apart from this final here, they banned Cobble as the first map. They also usually ban Train, so it's going to be interesting to see what they ban first. And actually, we do see an Overpass. That was their second ban in their first game in the group stage as well, so that's not like unlikely for this to come. And then, of course, we see Mirage. We saw how well Secret played in Mirage in the group stage.
But does this mean we're going to get the Inferno pocket pick again? Because that's the big thing. Like,
the Train pick.
They're actually going to go for Train.
That's interesting.
Now, they did actually lose Train earlier. That was the one map we saw them, but it went to OT.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really like, oh, they got absolutely destroyed.
We got a nuke pick.
Nuke?
That's an absolute spanner in the works.
That's the first time in the tournament as well.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's Dignitas saying, well, we don't think you're very well practiced on this, and we think we can take you down on it. Cash is also going to be taken out of the map pool. unsurprisingly from Secret, because we saw how well Dignitas played on that earlier. Inferno goes as well, leaving us once again with the decider on Cobblestone.
Yeah, it seems like these girls, it doesn't even matter if it's a group stage to the playoff, the deciding map will always be Cobblestone. That's a map where they're all good on. Everyone feels like they're comfortable on this map. And it's great because then we get to see their A game on this map, and potentially in the third game of this grand final, that would be absolutely sick.
It's sort of the same way with the semi as well, just the way that we were going to the map that we know both teams can play. And I'm really excited for this, because now going forward, going from the semi-finals, they both won their games on Cobble. They are the two best teams on Cobble in the tournament. And if we get to the third map, of course, that means we will have the two best teams in Cobble facing for the final on the final map. So that would be incredible to witness.
Okay, so Train is going to be the first map of the series, and where do you see this one lying? Who do you think is going to take this one? Because obviously we did see Dignitas lose this earlier against CLG, so perhaps you're going to move in favor of Secret?
It's a really hard one to call, in my opinion. I think Juliana with the AWP is going to be a big factor, because they have two.
It depends if she's the one with the
Yeah. But that's what I wanted to say, like, because they can do the double AWP setup on Train, which is really, really powerful. And I know Juliana. I talked to the Secret manager, and he was like, "Yeah, Juliana is about to step up with the AWP soon. Just wait for it." And I'm waiting for it. And I think it's going to happen on Train, because where else but Train would you step up with the secondary AWP?
And who do we think is the kind of key player to be looking out for here, or key players on both sides? Is it Emily? Is it her with the AWP rather than the P90?
Yes, with the AWP it has to be Emily, especially because they actually only have one AWPer really in that team. They haven't been going double AWP really at all throughout the whole tournament. So if it's going to be coming up on the other side, their AWPer has to be on point. I do still want to focus on Rain. I think even though she's consistent all the way through, when she has a star performance, I think she's one of the players who can actually challenge versus the others. And Goose Breeder as well. Coming into her own. I think in the group she was a little bit quiet, but coming into the latter stages of the tournament, she has been one of the players to watch.
And you spoke a little bit about fatigue as well, Risk. If you had to say that one of these teams is going to play the better fatigue game, would you lean towards anyone in particular? Do you think that maybe that best of three, that long best of three we've just witnessed from Secret, is going to be their downfall?
I think if we get to the third map, I think it will play into the hands of Dignitas. But also we have to face the fact that Dignitas had a long break. That means the first map, they might not be 100% warmed up. And they mentioned in every single interview, they said, okay, we need to warm up. The first map is not that good for us. So if Secret get in on a 1-0 and then bring it to the next one, I think if Secret should win this, they will probably win it 2-0, because if it comes to the third map, maybe that stamina, that fatigue will kick in and Dignitas.
Well, currently your predictions have been flawless in that you said whoever wins the second map wins the series. I mean, we've
all mine are wrong.
All your predictions are wrong. That's
every single one.
Well, now you're on the desk where everything goes wrong, and we
get you have a coin?
No, well, like look at it, like one of the best persons on the desk in the world, and Thorn. He goes 0 out of 7 at every single tournament.
Yeah,
so
he just does it 50-50. He'll put some on Twitter, and then he'll put call for a live prediction.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been.
But my phone is dead, so I can't do Twitter. So I'm kind of caught.
That is a shame. So okay, map 1 Train. We're thinking that maybe this is going to go towards Secret because of the preference and obviously the bad performance earlier from Dignitas. Then we move over to Nuke. And I'm really interested to get your thoughts, and obviously we'll talk about it more in depth later, but we haven't seen Nuke all tournament long. No. How do we think these girls are going to perform on it?
It's going to be really interesting. I have no idea, to be honest. This is going to be like a blank page for me.
Well, the thing is as well, for both of these teams, a lot of the time we've seen very good T sides, especially from Secret. Their T side has been impeccable, and their CT sides, I've been going, okay, what is going on? Like Cash, their CT side was not good, and Cash is actually relatively easy on the CT side. Like, obviously, there is still some tactical basis to it, but nowhere near as much as Nuke. Nuke is so important with rotations, obviously, like how you hold outside. The AWPers are going to have to be impeccable if they're going to be playing it in that sort of dynamic. Will they have an aggressive push outside like we see on many other maps? So I'm a little bit worried actually for Secret going into that one, because I think that's a great pick. Now, if they can somehow like grind out some rounds on the T side, just some explosive plays, then sure, maybe they can just sort of try and pug the CT side, but pugging CT side Nuke, it's almost like just putting words up against each other that make no sense.
Yeah, and also we have the fact that communication also will come into play, because on one side we have, of course, a full NA team, we all speak English. On Secret they have 2 girls from Russia, 2 girls from Sweden, and 1 girl from Denmark, who are, of course, going to be communicating in English. But on Nuke, where communication is so key, especially if you have to do the quick rotations, that might be a problem. Of course, I'm pretty sure they're all decent at English, but we do still have that, like, if it's your native language, it will come clearer to your mind, and that could be a problem, like that 1 second difference.
And do you think that that is going to be a big factor then. Just obviously the language barrier, is that going to be an advantage that we're going to see coming through for Dignitas? I mean, you say you don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, but could it be that tiny little fraction of a difference that could
every
swing
little
the
helps.
series?
Yeah.
Every little does help.
helps.
Even a P90, that helps as well.
I wouldn't go that far.
But yeah, I actually agree. Like we saw in the last game, Expert, they did a bunch of small mistakes. None of them were really, really huge. But when you collect them all together, then you have a team that's not 100%. And if that's going to be the case with Secret here, if they can't deliver their 100% performance, that's going to be a problem. It could be 95, and it will still be a problem.
Huddles coming through from Dignitas as well, just trying to get that synergy nice and early. We've spoke about Train, we spoke about Nuke, and then Cobblestone will be our decider map. Do we even think we're going to get there is the first question.
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, simple as that. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay, if we do get there, I mean, we spoke about fatigue and how that might play a part, but do we think that this Cobblestone would favor either of these sides?
I think they're going to be really, really close.
Yeah, I think it's just going to come down to who shows up on that T side.
Yeah.
Especially with like Zaz. If she is on point on that T side, I don't think there's much that can be done.
No.
But she did still fade in and out towards the sort of end. Some of the rounds that were won, you were just like, okay, she was missing, and then did wake up. But if she's gone, things get a little bit scary. We had some moments where we had Vilga doing some good work as well, and obviously Giuliano is always on the board.
Yeah.
But we've not seen the sort of like flawless matches we've seen previously in the tournament. So yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a close game. I do still think that they will take it over the line.
Okay, overall predictions then for the whole series from both of you.
It's going to be hard. I'm actually going to go because I went with logic and my normal sense of like calling stuff and predicting stuff throughout this tournament, and it's not gone well. So I'm going to go against that. I'm going to say 2-1, but for Dignitas.
You know what I'm going to say. Secret are going to win.
Is it going to be 2-1 as well?
2-1.
Okay.
They're not going to
Fair
win
enough.
Nuke.
I feel
That's
like
where
I
I'm
should
going.
go with a different, or should I do a Hugo and sit on the fence as well? I'm going to go for a Dignitas 2-0. I'm going to
Wow.
be bold.
Okay, that's bold.
Not like Tom Bold, but
Ooh.
like bold, if you know what I
I
mean.
haven't even been here long. And that,
Sorry,
that didn't take long,
it
did
just came out once. Okay, so I believe we're very shortly getting into this knife round, and it's going to be a very important knife round on Train, perhaps one of the most important knife rounds that there is.
Second to Nuke.
Second to Nuke as well.
So we have a lot of good knife rounds.
There we go, the knife rounds do come into play, and where do we think that these teams are going to be favouring? Is it going to be an easy CT pick, or are we going to see something crazy? Are we going to see any confident T sides coming out of these guys?
Well, normally we do see the CT side pick coming out, but technically you could play a mind game and then pick the T side, but I'm not expecting that, to be honest.
To be fair, the game that we saw earlier between CLG Red and Dignitas,
Yeah.
the CT sides weren't actually that impressive. Like, we actually saw some heavy T rounds coming out. So I wouldn't actually mind if we saw Secret win the knife and they pick T side, because
would be good.
the thing is, like, we already know that Dignitas do have problems with starts. So you start T side, you go for an explosive round, you just blow them away early rounds, you pick up, say, 5 or 6 rounds, break their economy down. It's very difficult to come back from that. So I would actually like to see Secret start T.
That's actually a really good argument. I would take that. Like,
We should
you
have
to
him on
get
the desk
compliments.
more.
Yeah.
I'll be here all series.
A big thing as well, Dignitas, they blew us away with their pistol rounds. I think it was 5 out of 6 rounds they won on
Yep.
the pistol side during that semi-final. Obviously is always going to play a big part in a series as well, but Secret have got fantastic aim. We saw those one-taps coming out from Secret in the last semi-final as well. So who would you favour in a pistol off out of these two?
Zaz.
Yeah, Saz.
Just Zaz in
Yeah.
general?
Just Zaz.
Saz 1v5.
1v5, well, maybe we'll see that. Maybe that's going to be what's going to happen. And Train, obviously, being our first map is an interesting one for me, because we went to overtime originally for Dignitas. I feel like if it gets to those latter stages once again, Dignitas might fall. They might feel a little bit short of confidence. So I'd like to see just an early bombardment from Dignitas. I'd like to see them get aggressive, go for some risks, because they don't want to fall behind to a, well, let's be honest, a Secret side that look absolutely dominant in this tournament. Maybe a slight hinder in the semi-finals, but I think they've learned from their mistakes there as we are getting underway with this knife, and you can see they're just trying to hunt, because it is a very important knife round.
Well, there we go. Saz will actually clutch it out, and that
Even
means
4
that
kills in the knife round.
Even knives for Zaz.
Always
She can have
4.
everything.
Always 4.
Well, we'll see if Zaz can continue her fine form that we saw in the semi-final, but we are going to have our final casters. It's going to be Hugo and Harry. Over to you.
Thanks very much, Dan, and welcome everyone to the Grand Finals. A huge honor to be casting it. I'm so happy to be here. We're going to be jumping into it in just a second. It's Secret versus Dignitas. As I'm sure you all know, Harry, we've only got a quick second, so I need to ask for your predictions. What are you saying? We've got Train, Nuke, Cobble. Go.
I think this one, Secret should be able to pick things up. As for Nuke, I think Dignitas, and then the last one's 50-50. What about you, Hugo?
Harry, I'm sitting on the fence.
There we go. That's a terrible joke. That's a drawing of offence. But yeah, the pistol round.
No, just to clarify,
getting,
I'm going secret 2-1.
Oh, okay. Right. So already we can see that we're going to got Dignitas starting over on the T side. They're looking to try and make something happen over towards B. It's going to be a very fast pistol round as they push on through. But Zaz in the corner. She's going to be going in sneaky beaky like, going to turn that into 2 frags. And already it's a phenomenal start from Team Dignitas. Team Secret. And yeah, it's all going to be on Art start for Dignitas, 1v5, trying to come around. Bombs down on the site. Sadly, it's anything but a phenomenal start for Team Dignitas right now, as she's going to have to try and pick up 5 quick frags in order to secure this round. And at this point, it's not looking very likely, is it? Hugo does get one. So potential, but I mean, it's going to be a multiple long-range engagements if she needs to try and take this. And now we do have Zaz going to be going aggressive, trying to get the triple. And Arstar doesn't have armor, so aim punch going to be a harsh mistress.
Yeah, Molotov great for the post plant, but I don't think we're going to get to that kind of situation here. As you say, Team Secret long range advantage, and she can't even see the head of Vilga. It's going to be TS to pick up that first round there. Clean pistol, only losing 1 player, a bit hyper aggressive on Giuliano, but can you blame her? She's hungry for blood, Harry. This is the grand final. This is a massive match. Obviously, Team Secret are just coming off the back of a win against that expert literally minutes ago. So while that could be a beneficial factor in the sense that they are very warmed up and ready aim-wise, it could, attribute to them being a little bit more tired. Playing 6 maps in a row, if this goes to all 3, that could really come back to haunt them. However, let's not go in too early. Team Dignitas, they're going to be on that second round force. No bomb down, so Tech-9s, P250s, the full Monty here for Team Dignitas and Secret. They're going to be going for the meta by triple or quad UMP, single FAMAS on Giuliano, and a bit of aggression over towards B main to start things off.
Yeah, Zaz going to be peeking the angle, just shoulder peeking right now for that information. Does spot at least 2 players, but they're going to be falling on back, relinquishing control, and instead stacking up over towards Pop. Now, we did see Dignitas like to go for this A split in through Pop Dog and down through Ivy a fair bit. Now, it looks like they want to try and push on through, but that second smoke from Vilga going to delay things for the time being. Antika as well going to be watching down towards Ivy. Now, she's only got 1 player to deal with, luckily enough. The trade won't be there if she does find this first frag, and now it looks like Team Dignitas about ready to make their way out. Pop Flash can allow them to try an entry, and Molly's pretty going to go down straight away as Antika finds that first frag. Push going to be underway, and it's Giuliano to go down next, leaving Vilga alone on the site. The rotate coming on through, and Antika's going to fall at the hand of Rain. They're doing a lot of damage here. Vilga able to find herself 2 frags. In the blink of an eye, it is all on Kath, 1v2.
And the bomb's dropped as well. She actually has access to this. She could quickly get a bomb down if she turns this into 2 one-on-ones. Actually hasn't realized she's only got 5 bullets in a gun. This could be terrible, Harry. If she peeks this corner, she may run out of ammo, and she does. Kath, always press R before you commit to that kind of fight. Mimi will take her down, and 1 more bullet in her clip. That would have been a kill for her. That's just due to her not pressing that reload button. Maybe not wanting to give away her position by the noise that does make, so fair enough, but still, Secret are going to benefit. That could have been a clutchable round. And a 2-0 as Dignitas go into a full eco.
Yeah, they do make it very costly though for Team Secret. Not going to get away with keeping too many players alive. Plenty of rebuys for the CT side. And that's going to be very costly. Now look at this. Team Dignitas going to be sending 3 players with that bomb over towards Ivy. Now right now we've got Antika and Mimi just posted up. They're in position so that they can try and trade into this if the push comes underway. They shouldn't get overwhelmed. 4 players right now towards the A site with Vilga playing that fast rotate. Now they shouldn't be peeking out against these pistols because they can do some serious damage. Push going to be coming in from Pop Dog, and while Vilga says no, that's going to be 2 quick frags for her. Antika pop flashes herself on in, going to find 2 of her own, and then Giuliano is there as well. That's the 3-0 secured for Team Secret as they pick up the pistol and the 2 anti-ecos, convert those 3 rounds we would expect them to get. And now it's going to be the buy down for Team Dignitas.
A good start here, obviously going into this map pick. This is Secret, so it's nice to see them at least opening things off with a bang. Issue is obviously this is a great map for Dignitas as well. I think this map pool is the most diverse we've got. We can go into this, I mean, we have plenty of time over these 3 maps to go into it, but we've got such a good map pool for these matches. I think we've got to be saying we're going to go to 3 maps. But that being said, Nuke is such a wild card for Secret. But let's stick on Train. And let's stick with this aggression. Up towards Ivy. Flashing through the smoke is going to be Mimi. Quick kill there. Oh, make that 2. That's massive. Kat still boosted up towards B, and Zaz as well. Just shoulder peeking, not exposing enough skin for Kat to take advantage of. And now she's going to drop. Makes the noise, and Zaz punishes. 3 kills in the way of Team Secret, and Zaz just gets away with 7 HP.
Yeah, Mimi's 2k with the UMP, just too violent for TV, as instead we do see Zaz picking up that frag over towards B, and all of a sudden it is all on Rain and Artstar, 2v5. Now the only kind of saving grace here is that Zaz is tagged down extremely low. She's looking a little worse for wear. The bomb is going to be on the back of Rain, who's currently trying to make something happen out towards A. Now, there are 3 players here with a crossfire set up as she looks to push on out. She does manage to spot the first. Vilga's going to be tagged down low, as is Antika. She's got 3 players. No, she's going to line up 2 in rapid succession, continuing the aggression out towards A. And all of a sudden, she's turned this into a round that is very, very possible here. Now, Mimi does have the crossfire, and Vilga's going to be going on the flank. She has to watch her back, but she hears that single footstep. The crossfire's going to be set up. She peeks out wide, but Vilga does connect the shot. That's going to be Team Secret pulling that one back around. That could have potentially become something very deadly. Quickly going to be dealt with there. Team Secret, they maintain it, and they pick up their 4th.
And that's the thing, Vilga crouching below that shot as well, especially when you're low HP and it's only going to take a quick shot. While you are typically an easy target while crouched, it's still a great chance for you to at least make your target smaller, right? Less chance of you getting a headshot, for example. But either way, 4-0 for Team Secret there. They force Dignitas into an eco without getting the bomb down on that buy. So now just a couple of pistols again. The P250s are inbound. We have a Deagle on Rain, but that's not exactly a lifesaver here for the North American side. They are still up against a plethora of rifles here from Secret. They're not playing any funny games, no SMGs in play. They know what they're up against. They can't underestimate their opponents. We've seen some of those so far this event. So far, LDLC, for example, up against Expert, you could definitely say in the groups they underestimated their opponents and actually got knocked out. But going into this one, Secret are playing this game safely. Up towards B, we see some pressure from Team Dignitas. 2 players there. Smoke goes down. We're going to see Zaz react by just putting the Molotov down. Juliano with the AWP as well. Rain's removed, and this is just a clean anti-eco here from Secret. But the bomb, it's going to sneak down towards B. Zaz needs to be aware.
Yeah, well, I mean, Zaz doesn't even need to peek this. She's in such a great position to deny the plant, and that's if Arstar doesn't do it first. Vilga and Arstar there, they deny the bomb going down. Ultimately, it was never meant to be. You had Zaz pushed on up as well. And from there, she can easily watch down and just deny that bomb plant. Only 2 players left alive. Ultimately, Team Dignitas not accomplishing anything in that round. Didn't find so much as a frag to do a tiny bit of economic damage. And whilst they can afford to buy down, the real danger now is that CT side economy is looking to be extremely bloated. And it is just looking to be strong enough to buy into the next couple of rounds, even if they lose.
Yeah, very eccentric. And look at this aggression. Zaz, oh wow, she's going to catch up the first kill. Artstar overextends, and Zaz, despite being attempted to be traded, she still gets away with 2. Mimi follows up as well, just after Giuliano is dropped with the AWP, but it's still within reach of picking up. And oh no, Emilite, she shoots Rain in the back, does do the damage onto the enemy, but that's a lot of team damage as well. Rain will finish off Vilga, but still Antika is low. She moves back towards Ivy to play a safer position, joins up with her teammate as well, so they have a bit of a duo play here, but Rain going to be walking right on in. The AWP's posted and Mimi's going to hit the shot. The assist from Emilite as well, as you can add to that, but still a 1v3 with a flank coming out from Pop Dog. She gets spotted, but she gets away. However, with 1 minute on the clock, you goddamn know Team Secret are not going to let her save.
And she's got to watch her back as well. I mean, right now, the players just trying to close in on her like a moth to a flame. They know where Emily is. They know that she's got that bomb. She's 1v3 and she walks out into the waiting arms of Mimi, who's quicker on the trigger with the AWP, does manage to eliminate her and takes the AWP out of the hands of Team Dignitas right now, being able to string very little, if anything, together. Currently, 8 frags between the 4 players on the team. And I mean, Vilga alone and Mimi have 9 and 8 frags respectively.
I mean, that's something to talk about, right? Vilga, not usually the player to step up. We looked at Zaz, we looked at Giuliano to kind of do those big hit plays, but Vilga this series and on obviously the previous one up against Expert, she was doing phenomenally, but let me not cut myself off as we see Dignitas going for a fast charge toward the A site. Antika does deny the first, the double AWP is in play, difficult for retakes, but maybe the bomb won't even go down in this case. Secret have full control over the site. The smoke's warding off the connector players and the Ivy as well, and Antika will have to drop. Her teammate falls as well. Vilga is found, and a 4-on-4 post plant about to come in.
Yeah, bomb's going to go down. Great utility usage here from Team Dignitas to cut Team Secret out of the site. Just make it an impossibility for them to hold the close angles, and as a result, they do have to give the site up. Now, that P90 is going to come in handy these closer ranges at least, but doesn't have armor, interestingly enough. That's not going to matter. Gooseberry did find one, but then Giuliano and Zaz to quickly return things back. The advantage now going the way of Team Secret. They're already on that bomb. Emily's going to try and deny the plant. Rain can't connect through the smoke. The defuse is coming on in, and pros don't fake. There it is. But Emily through the smoke.
They did it.
They still managed to get it just milliseconds too late. And that's a 7-0 scoreline now in favor of Team Secret.
That is phenomenal. We expected this series to be close, but what is happening? We're going to see a pause from Dignitas, and I can't say I blame that at this point right now. They are having their struggles. This is a team, taking into account, that took CLG, albeit already out of the event, but definitely a worthy opponent to overtime. They lost out in the end. But now struggling to Secret, so vastly behind. This is unexpected, despite how well Secret have played and how much we expected them. I thought Team Dignitas would be able to get some rounds on the board. But again, we are early days. This is only the first half. Again, if they can just get a couple wrapped together, maybe 3 or 4 by the end of the half, they have something to play with if they hit that pistol round on the CT side.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you say, it is only days, but this is the real danger, right? It's 7-0. The whole point, if they have to string a couple together, is something that has to happen now. Or else I just don't see it happening at all. I mean, say Team Secret pick this one up, sure the economy is strong enough now for Team Dignitas to buy on down, right? You have got the P90 and the AK, they're able to save out of that last round. But I mean, still, after that, on max loss bonus, 3 of these players are going to be struggling to buy up if they opt to go for the full utility into this. You will have a good bit of money banked on those 2 players with weapons, so they could try and force something.
I mean, they can drop guns over, right? Rain's got 4K, Emily's got 3K, she's already bought a P90, so
but then the issue is, I mean, the buy still won't be as strong as they would like. No. If they struggle to do it at the buy coming into this, they're going to struggle even more to do it with the buy they'll be able to get next round. And, I mean, you know, after that, then you could see Team Dignitas on the economic reset. It would be 9-0 at that point, and then this map is entirely going in a landslide fashion in favor of Team Secret. But, you know, Hugo, what would you change if you were Team Dignitas? I mean, what needs to happen differently for them to succeed?
Not buy up the P90 that they just did right now, because Emily's on that already early days, and she's already onto her favorite gun. I know, but seriously, obviously the AWP is quite important on a map like Train, even on that T side to get yourself opening frags. Team Dignitas, we've run over this a million times. They are a team that don't have as much focus on the AWP maps, for example, like Cobble, where it's not as necessary on that T side. Emilite is the player to pick it up, but she's not always on it. Most teams, CLG, dedicated AWPer, etc., you know, on Potter, for example, and Team Dignitas, not so much. Emilite does pick it up, but I wouldn't say they have such a prevalent use of the AWP that many other teams do in this event, right? So I feel like they need to work out where they can utilize this AWP, utilize it to get those picks, and especially moving over to the CT side, assuming they get some T-side rounds eventually on the board, you know, you need to have that posted up. The double AWP is so common on Train, we've seen it already. And I mean, going on to AWPs as well, we've got a little bit to talk about, actually, because you just informed me before the game that the coach of Secret let us know that Antika was no longer the primary AWP. Giuliano is actually the primary AWP of the team right now. So that's been switched over. I'm not sure when that was made, but at least going back to, what, last Star Series LAN? Or, sorry, the Starlight Female Stars LAN, Antika was picked up for her AWPing prowess. So it's interesting to see a bit of a switch up of roles, but Antika we've commonly seen on that double AWP setup anyway. However, not with the economy to do it right now. Giuliano going to be kicking it off with a kill onto Ardstar.
Yeah, already the advantage going to be going the way of Team Secret. Giuliano not going to fall on back straight away. Instead, looking to try and go for this repeat. The Molotov is there to stop them from taking the close angle for the time being. She should know that they are going to be waiting on the corner. Flash goes out, but she hits the shot anyway. Doesn't matter if she can see. And that is going to be another player down now for Team Dignitas. No refrag in sight. Kath is close by, but can't quite capitalize on the known positioning of Giuliano. Instead, just going to opt to play things safe, falls on back, grabs that bomb, and is now going to look to try and reconvene with the rest of her team over towards A.
Yeah, but again, no refrags is going to make this job so difficult. The lack of utility as well. Double smoke and a single flash left. And these players aren't in positions to really throw them out for a default, you know, say, connector or wall of China smoke over on the site. So right now, Team Dignitas really left with a bit of an issue. Time is ticking away from their hands as well, as they are so split up. They're going to start to push in. Kath going through Pop Dog, already down on 6 HP. Emily's going to get spotted, but she's got the run and gun P90, not able to connect enough bullets. Vilga will finish her off, and Secret, they are just going to dominate it 8-0. What is happening here to Dignitas? They're falling apart. The pressure getting to them. Secret just sees so warmed up. And Dignitas, again, a bit of an awkward economical spot. We saw a couple of drops last round, a couple of players, you know, given guns. So now the economical distribution is not great. We have a mix of a Tech 9 all the way up to an AWP.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I was speaking about, right? Team Secret now, they're 8-0. And the buy coming in from Dignitas is nothing special. It's actually worse, really, than what they had last round. I mean, you know, of course, that is completely subjective. But, I mean, Emily, she's got herself the AWP now, at least, which is kind of a bit of a silver lining for the Dignitas side. But if they can't make anything happen out of this, they're going to be on an eco next round.
Here we go, though.
The push going to be coming on in. Antika up on top of the train to find some damage. Just not going to be dealt with just yet. Tries to jump across. Does fall on down. Her and Vilga trying to secure this A site, disallow that bomb to go down, but it is going to be getting planted in the smoke. Vilga goes aggressive, though the pop flash comes in. That's going to a position there to grab 2 quick frags. Now it's a 2-on-3. The advantage going the way of Team Secret, but bomb is down.
And look at this position from Rain as well. She's so forced up. She may be able to catch out another player. Giuliano going to miss that ult shot. The bait works well for Rain. Emily still posted up with the orb, but she misses a shot. Low HP on Zaz, but it's not going to be anything for her to worry about. A quick kill, and Antika fast on the trigger as well. It's Secret to wrap up another round. The only positive to take out of that one is Dignitas get a bomb down, because obviously, yes, they're on the max loss bonus, but it culminates to 3,400. Without a bomb plant, you're not able to get enough to buy. Now they're going to be around 4,200 plus, saved money and kills from that round. So around 4 to 5k, as we can see on the scoreboard. So they can still buy up, but that's the issue. Even if you're on this max loss bonus and you're continually buying up because of bomb plants, if you're losing out 9-0 and you're still not getting rounds on the board, we're getting to their last straw. If they cannot get rounds on T-side train, they are going to have a struggle in the second half.
Yeah, for those of you who are just joining us, this is the first map of the best of 3 grand finals here at the Intel Challenge 2017. This is essentially the best NA female CS team, the best EU female CS team, going to be going head-to-head. And already Mimi, she's finding success towards outside. She actually finds 2 quick frags, and that is a fantastic start for Team Secret. Going to get 3. She's just going to go all the way. That's 3 frags for her towards Old Hell. They finally shut her down, but Bomb's going to get denied. And in the blink of an eye, it's all on Emily, who's able to get 2 in retort. But there's still 3 players left and nearly gets the 3rd. But Zaz, who hasn't really seen too much action over there towards B, but is 8-1, just to give you an idea of the fact that she is getting these frags. She's just very isolated from the action. She shuts her down and shows that, she can still land the shot. She's just not being given the opportunity.
Yeah, and I mean, even at this point, I'm thinking, when are Team Dignitas going to get on? Right now, they have to eco around. They don't get the bomb down. Another issue with their economy. So just pistols in. I mean, the thing is, they could invest further than this. I'm surprised they haven't brought down to about 2k, because they're going to get 3,400 after this, so why buy down to 3? Invest in a little bit more, get some armor alongside your Deagles, you can definitely afford it, and any kills is going to bump you above and beyond. So, I mean, bit of a lackluster investment, right? Because they got 3k on the majority of these players. They're going to have 6k next round, 6.5, that's unnecessary. So Antika, with the double AWP, picking up a kill. It will be Bilger to follow up as well, and just a bit of a spray down, lack of armor. What can you expect from Team Dignitas? Nothing, apparently, as they don't get a single kill on the board that round. It's Team Secret to go 11-0 in. Team Dignitas, yes, the loss bonus built up, doubled down by that eco, and onto 6k they go. So a lucrative buy, yes, but still, this is...
Is this the same Team Secret that just went 2-1 against Team Expert? Because right now they are on fire. Now it's going to be the double AWP setup that we were speaking about earlier. Antika and Juliana are going to be picking that up. Emily's going to have one, though, to try and answer back, and already Antika going to be taking this aggressive angle over towards B. We have seen Zaz take this peak time and time again. This time, though, she's instead making her way towards uppers to try and peek up. Now she's in the tunnels, and that's going to be her. The second she gets into position, look, Antika now falls on back. Because of where they have Zaz, she can get the information and spot for this. That's going to allow an extra player over towards A. And seeing as that's where Team Dignitas look to hit, they're walking into a stacked site.
We've even got Mimi on the flank. She's pushed all the way up towards Ivy. It's not going to matter, though, because they have players on the site to deal with this issue. Kat being exactly one of those issues. Bilger gets taken down, but Antika trades out the bomb. Faked on the site. Antika thinks it's committed. She jumps up, and that's going to be a free kill for Artstar. Lovely bait there, but still, Mimi's on the flank. This is huge. Emily's not holding the right angle, and while Zaz is going to drop in through the pop dog, I think Mimi's going to make it there just a little bit earlier. She has to check it. She will. Mimi back into a 2-on-2. Bomb is finally planted, but Zaz and Mimi almost a crossfire coming out of separate positions here onto the site. Both players towards Olaf. Nice double peek. Artstar takes down Mimi, and now Zaz, one of the stars of the team, but no! Goose Breeder finally going to get the round on the board for Dignitas. They make it work. 1-11, but Harry, the reset looming over.
Yeah, I mean, they pick up one round now. Sure, it's 11-1, but their economy has taken such a huge hit. They only keep 2 players alive. If they lose this, they've lost that loss bonus now. Unless they get the bomb down, they won't be able to achieve anything into the next round, really, in terms of buying. They could try and force something because you have a couple of players who are on slightly, more money as a result of saving those AKs in the previous round. And that is where, thankfully, that kind of risky investment down to 3k instead of 2k has helped them out a little bit. But look at this position from Zaz, actually. Speaking of risky investment, she's decided to go aggressive. It's just waiting on the other side of that smoke. She knows that danger's looming on the other side. Throws the Molotov into the smoke. Maybe as a bit of a firework display. Bit of a pyro is going to be just extinguished straight away. She falls on back over towards the B site. She's only got 27 HP, so she's actually dead in one shot to the AK. We've all had the dreaded 27 in one.
Indeed. Vilga's position. She turns away from the pop flash, does not land in well, and she's going to spray as well. 2 kills from her. Pistol pulled out. Surely she can't get more, and she won't. Kat denies it, but Juliana's still alive and kicking on the site, waiting for this push to come on in. And Kat's going to give it to her, but no. Kat actually gets a peek. Ducks below the headshot. Orb in play as well on Team Dignitas. While it's definitely not a round that they're in the process of winning, this is the best odds they've had all day. 2-3. They cannot afford this reset. But Secret, they have a 2-1 split. At this point, Team Dignitas, they have the time to rotate towards a site of their choosing. And I think if Kat doesn't find a quick pick here, they should probably head towards B. They know that there's very likely going to be a 1-on-2 if they head in towards that site. But instead, splitting out through A, we've got the main control from Goose Breeder. We've got outside of the drop down from Kath as they start to take control. But there we go. There's the peak. Instantly, we're going to see Antika on the site, making herself known. Not able to connect too many shots, but she can allow for the rotation to come back into connector, and it will. She eventually falls, but it's still a 2v2. And Mimi, 10 seconds. She can deny the bomb. She'll go back around, and she will. 1, but she drops. Oh no, Zaz! She only needed to hide. There wasn't time for the bomb plant, but Dignitas, they're going to pick it up.
Against all odds there, Dignitas, they pick up that second round thanks to some quick marksmanship there from Goose Breeder, just a pivot on the spot to find Zaz, who unfortunately already on her way into the site to try and trade that out, is going to fall, and that's an 11-2 scoreline now. Team Dignitas, they find themselves their second round. They do have enough money to buy on down once again. Their economy, they're still looming close to the reset. Team Secret with plenty of money in the bank as a result of winning 11 consecutive rounds, not in danger of being reset just yet. And Vilga, she's gone aggressive. There's a conga line of death headed her way, and if she peeks on out round the corner, might be able to find one. Gonna get that, falls on back. They don't capitalize on it. Molotov's gonna go down, and that's gonna deny the rush from Dignitas to try and trade this out. They will get onto the site, however, bomb's going to go down, but they still have to worry about Vilga in the back line. They have to try and flush her out. Rotate going to be coming in. The conga line of death does pay off for the time being, but Vilga's still here. How haven't they cleared her out yet? She gets a second. She knows there's a third player up here, but instead she's going to turn her attention onto the site, look to try and assist her team.
No.
It is going to fall to Artstar as it gets put back into a 3-on-4. Make that a 2-on-3 as the trades go back and forth in rapid succession. Kat and Rain to try and clutch this out.
But look at the flying Kat just getting around the edge of the smoke. Antika falls and Mimi will trade. It's all on Rain, but she's pushed up. I don't think Juliana knows, but the foots. She can see, sorry, the feet.
The foots.
The foots. Well, either way, Secret, they take it. Harry's having a bit of a struggle at that. 12-2. I'm getting too excited, apparently. And we are going to see that, well, not quite a reset because the bomb went down, so Secret obviously, Dignitas still able to get a bit of a buy into this one, but obviously going into the last round of the half, it's not going to be a full commitment by any means. They can only get 2 rifles, or 2 AKs, a Galil, and a couple of Tech 9s alongside it. Secret definitely in the driving seat, but if Team Dignitas don't pick this one up, it's going to be a very, very difficult second half, even if they do win that pistol. They need that 3 rounds.
Yeah, betrayed by the foots. It is going to be Rain tagged down low off the back of that orb, but Antika this time taking the aggression. Is going to fall on back, doesn't quite connect that shot. And already Rain, I mean, she's isolated out here. That Molotov's going to flush her out. This should be an easy frag for Team Secret to kick things off. And there's Vil going to peek out wide once again, having such an influential early round impact. Dignitas, as a result, have just fallen on back completely from B, looking to try and get that trade out towards A because they know that Vilga's pushed aggressive. They might be able to capitalize on it. She does go down. That's where these pistols are going to be most deadly, up close and personal. The push now going to be coming underway, but Juliana's already rotated on round, just watching it, but Goose Breeder says no. Finds that shot. Mimi is to fall on back and towards Ivy. That's going to relinquish full control of the site to Team Dignitas, and bomb's going to be going down any second now. It is going to be a 3-on-3 as Mimi's able to get one, but they know exactly where she is, and the trade should come through from Goose Breeder.
Oh, there's the hunt. She finds it. Quick kill back in their favor. And now a retake with an orb. Look at this upper angle. Oh no, she looks away. Oh, sorry, it's Artstar, is it? Yeah, Artstar. Drops off. It's gonna be a second. Emily getting taken down over towards main, and Zaz. This is classic. 2 quick kills. Attempted trade. You can't even fault the positioning there of Team Dignitas, but they still aren't able to connect the shots, leaving it all onto Goose Breeder. Back towards Ivy. Artstar already fallen, and Antika going to be going for the fight. And now Goose Breeder, she has to clutch this one out. It's just not going to happen, Harry. Antika takes the headshot, and Team Secret, they take the 13th round. You can see the little shake of happiness on Zaz. She couldn't be more pleased with that round.
Zaz is allowed to be excited after this half and that round as well. 13-2 right now. They have an astonishing 11-round advantage over their North American opponents. And just what a phenomenal first map here from Team Secret.
I mean, it's not over yet, but I've got
not at all. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, this is only map 1 in tonight's best of 3 grand finals for the Intel Challenge 2017.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I thought this would be closer.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, after what we saw in Team Dignitas versus CLG earlier on today, That, of course, went through to overtime. It ended 19-17 in favor of CLG, but Team Dignitas still had a very, very good performance on Train. Team Secret, apparently, if they'd played CLG, would have just blown them out the water. So 13-2 right now. Pistol round going to be underway in the second half. And if Team Secret pick this up, well, then this is GG.
Yeah, surely, right? Because we saw this on the previous map, at least in the Expert match up against, or at least, sorry, Inferno, Expert up against Secret. You know, they picked up the pistol and it was basically closed out a couple of rounds later. So it's what I'm expecting, but let's see what Dignitas have up their sleeves. We have Secret slow playing in towards a B side. No early aggression from Dig, but they have a double stack over towards Connector. I like this. It plays more so for retake. You don't get a player caught out on the side. You don't lose an early, advantage. Zaz going to be exposed down towards lower, waits for the ammo to run out of the clip. And now we're going to see these players start to converge out on B. Bomb will go down. Artstar still close. Rain tapping away and a 5-on-5 retake here. We're going to see the post-plant aggression. It's very expected, but it's not very good as these players just going to get decimated on the sites. Only 2 remaining and make that just Zaz. She has to go massive, but unfortunately she's overrun. And Team Dignitas, Harry, the one round they needed to pick up, they went and did it flawlessly.
Yeah, I mean, what a start there for Team Dignitas on their CT side. It's exactly what they needed to kickstart the second half. Doing it in a flawless fashion as well, just to be fantastic for the morale. And, well, Team Secret, they're going to just look to eco this one, maybe buy a couple of smokes. Looks like they're going to be going for a B player, if I had to guess, but at the same time, with that many smoke grenades, I mean, yeah, exactly, it is going to be the wall of smoke strat. Curious to see if it is going to be B or A. With that many smokes, I imagine it's going to be the A site, but usually if you're going to go solely for the bomb plant, you see that over towards B.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily get a bomb plant here, that's the thing, but I can imagine Team Dignitas might get aggressive with these SMGs. That being said, Secret are going to completely disorient them with these full amounts of smokes, but look at the HEs thrown in by Goosebreeder. So much early damage. 3 players tagged down, one of them almost dead. And now, Kath just waiting for this push. The smokes are going to start to dissipate, so they need to hurry the hell up, and Kath is going to spot them out, calling the rotation over for a team. The bomb has been spotted, and Zaz going to make a presence known. First quick kill with the P250. Trades coming out to Juliana, but Zaz isn't done yet. She's found 2. How is she not dead yet? Eventually found on the site. The bomb eventually gets dropped as well, as Mimi's caught in the open. The wall of smokes didn't quite work out, but they've got 2 kills with P250s, and that they should be proud of. It's going to be Dignitas to pick it up, as we would expect, but Secret now, they've got the cash for the buy. Maybe not a lot of utility unless they focus on the UMPs and Galils, but they should have a couple of nade-dedicated players.
Yeah, I mean, the curious thing we just saw there is Juliano and Zaz, kind of the 2 players pinned as, maybe the best, the best within Team Secret. Currently, right down at the bottom of the scoreboard, we've actually got Vilga, who's on something like, what, 23 frags right now?
It was the same as previous match, though. She did the same. She went absolutely above and beyond. Zaz as well, but not so much Juliano. Look at this push. Goosebreeder, oh dear. I mean, Secret get the better end of it, right? Despite having no utility, they don't need it. They've got themselves a free passage into the site. Found a double entry, a triple entry, in fact, and only at the cost of 2. A player advantage, a free bomb side, and only at the cost of 1 smoke as a retake comes in. The P90 and UMP still in play for Dignitas, and a push up. A late rotation, though, from Emilite. It's all onto Kath to quickly equalize, or should she be waiting for a teammate? The issue is she's so pushed up. This is a great chance to take an advantage. Oh no, though, Antika gonna get the headshot. And now Emilite, she can't afford to throw this around away. She needs to do her best, but Vilga shows that her best just simply isn't enough. And Team Secret, 14 rounds, 1 away from that point.
Yeah, 14-4 right now in the first map of tonight's best of 3 final for the Intel Challenge 2017. And I mean, incredibly one-sided right now in favor of Team Secret. There is no doubting that. Team Dignitas not going to have enough money to buy on down. Will just be going for the force now. They've got 2 kits, couple of nades, and if those nades go out towards mid, they could find a good bit of damage as they go raining on through. Vilga and Zaz going to be limping out onto the site, but Vilga is still able to capitalize on this, finds a frag somehow, seemingly from nowhere, and then Zaz finds another. Frags just across the board. Interestingly enough, we watched the one player who didn't get a frag, but still, Mimi now. The only player on 100 HP, Rain as well, trades things out for the USP, but I mean, what is she going to do with this? It's 1v5. The only benefit is if 3 of these players tag down extremely low, she might be able to do a little bit of damage. That's really it. Team Secret, they've arrived at 15. They're here at map point, 11 rounds ahead.
At this point, economical damage isn't even worth it, right? They could buy P90s and they'd still be able to rush onto the site, or UMPs, sorry, I mean. P90's even expensive, like an AK. So Rain trying to look for anything on the exit. If she can grab a gun, take it into the next round, have something to work with. But the thing is, the loss bonus of Team Dignitas still isn't built up. We're so early into the half, it's weird to say, right? They've got no cash. So going into the next round, yes, while they've ecoed this one to allow them to get a little bit more money to play for that OT, I feel like it's just this is one of those maps where, as much as I don't like teams giving up, this is one where you're just saying to your team, and don't let them get tilted. You just say to your team, don't worry about it. Next map is our pick. This is where we shine. We're going on to nuke. Don't worry. Let's just play our hearts out. Try and do what we can on this match, and see if we can get into this one by just doing everything we can. And I don't think it's much of a chance, any of a chance, in fact. But still, Team Dignitas can't let it get to them, despite Secret being very dominant.
And Vilga's already been tagged down low, but Zaz could be going very, very fast on the entry. And Vilga's still able to find one, despite only being 12 HP. Zaz gonna fall to 14 HP, but with members of her team here to back her up and try and find Rain, who is the anchor over here towards B. They don't hear her, though, pushing up near the smoke. She's gonna get one, looking for a second as well. Might be able to get it, but runs back into the Molotov, and all things are gonna be getting very hot and toasty. Rain is still alive, finally gonna get dealt with. And now it's Emily and Kath to try and retake this site. They do find one, Emily gonna find another. And now it's Antika and Vilga. The smoke's going to go down. I think the defuse going to start straight away. The smoke actually misses, but looking like they're going to have to stick it sooner rather than later. Vilga, 12 HP. Antika coming in on the flank, finds the first. Now it's all on Kath, who does capitalize on one, but there we go. Antika to trade things out. 16-14, map number 1 in tonight's grand final. That is Secret picking that up.
Well, have fun on the analysis desk. That's going to be great, but what a dominant map from Secret. I mean, you couldn't expect it to be that dominant, especially after the performance we saw from Dignitas on Train previously, bringing CLG to OT, yet still losing despite being able to beat them in a best of 3 overall. And other performances going into this one. Obviously, Secret were going to be favored on their map pick, especially it being Train, but I did not expect to see that at all. So great stuff from the European girls, and obviously the NA are just going to fall a little bit behind. However, that being said, there is still nuke to come up, Harry, so it's not over, obviously. We're going into the second map shortly, and going into that as well, we mentioned a little bit before, right? Okay, it's been interesting to see the bans from Secret have been Cobble and Nuke most of the time this event, right? And they banned Cobble throughout the groups, and then they let it slip through in the semis, and they were very, very strong in it. So it makes me think, or you came up with this idea, maybe the reason they've been banning Nuke and letting it slip through in the grand final is they maybe want to play it. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, only time's really going to tell. Just to put this in perspective, despite having very limited kind of resources in terms of maps and stuff that you can research on these female teams, Nuke is one that Secret just haven't played. Last year, didn't play it once. At this event, haven't played it once. So, not much we can really draw upon. I think a lot of this is just going to be the case of when we get in, we will see. But based on the performance we just saw, Secret, they are currently firing on all cylinders. And, that's going to be an interesting discussion for our analysts to speak about, I think.
But I think you've got to compare Nuke to Inferno in this instance, right? Because we looked at Inferno, we went, okay, right, that's come up against Expert. We haven't seen Secret on Inferno yet. They have not played the map, right? So what's going to happen? Maybe they're prepared on it, and they were prepared on it. They 16-5'd, I think, Expert, just so dominant. The only rounds Expert got, the only reason Expert got above pistol, 2 rounds was pistol. So they got 2 anti-ecos, because Secret were just playing passively, weren't forcing up every round like we expected.
Yeah, exactly.
So going into Nuke, while I still think Dig, obviously that being their pick, they may have something to show off. Secret, you never know what they could have practiced. They have such a deep map pool. But obviously, we're not the people to break it down. That is obviously our analyst desk over with Dan, Risk, and Tom Biz. We'll be going for a really, really short break, and then we'll be jumping back over to the analyst desk to see what they have to think about that map, and also breaking down the next one. We'll see you in just a minute.